My mother has a second grave paid for beside my father's. It is not for her. I was digging through her purse for gum before school when I found the receipt. 2 burial plots at Rose Hill Cemetery, paid in full. One already held my father, dead 8 months. The second was reserved, and the deposit slip had a name engraved on it. I read it 3 times. It was mine. Not my mother's. Mine. I put the receipt back exactly where it was and went to school like nothing was wrong. But I didn't hear a word my teachers said all day. My father had died in his sleep. Heart failure, the doctor said. He was 44 and ran 5 miles every morning. That night at dinner, I tried to sound casual. Mom, do you ever think about a plot for yourself? Near Dad, I mean. She didn't look up from her plate. I've handled all of that already. Both spaces? Her fork stopped. What do you mean both? I just figured you'd want to be next to him. I will be, she said. Eventually. Then she smiled at me, and it was the coldest thing I had ever seen. After that, I started paying attention. Every morning since Dad died, she'd made me a grief smoothie. She said morning weakened the body and I needed the vitamins. I'd been drinking it for 8 months. The headaches, the dizziness, the way my legs shook on the stairs. The next morning, I took the smoothie, said thank you, and poured it down the bathroom sink. I told her I finished it. Within 4 days, the dizziness was gone. Within a week, I felt more alive than I had since the funeral. That Saturday, she was at the store, and I searched her room. Under the mattress, I found a life insurance policy. On me. $750,000 payable to her, taken out 3 weeks before my father died. Behind the policy was a small brown bottle from a garden supply, half empty. I looked up the name on the label. Metal salts. Slow. Cumulative. Mimics heart failure. There was an identical empty bottle in my father's old toolbox in the garage. I heard the car in the driveway. I put everything back and sat down at the kitchen table like I'd been there all morning. You look pale, she said, setting down the bags. You didn't have your smoothie. I did. I feel great. She stared at me a beat too long. You've been looking better lately. Stronger. She didn't say it like a compliment. The next morning she watched me drink the whole glass. I held it in my cheeks and spit it out the second she turned around, but she was making them stronger now. Bitter. She'd sit across from me and wait until the glass was empty. Sunday she made 2. Drink both today, sweetheart. You're behind. I'm not thirsty. Her voice flattened. I said drink it. Why do you need me to? Because I'm your mother and I said so. I set the glass down. Is that what you told Dad? Right before you buried him? The kitchen went silent. She set her own glass down very slowly. I found the receipt, I said. 2 plots. I found the policy. I found the bottle. And the one in Dad's toolbox. She didn't cry. She didn't deny it. She just tilted her head like she was disappointed in a slow child. You were supposed to be gone by summer. You drank so obediently. Just like him. Why? The house. The pension. The insurance. Both of you were worth more still. She stood and moved toward the counter. Toward the knife block. Calm as anything. It's a shame. Now I'll have to say you fell down the stairs. You've been so dizzy lately everyone's noticed. They have. I agreed. I made sure of it. Her hand froze over the knives. I've been telling your sister, my teachers, our neighbor, about my dizzy spells for 3 weeks. And this morning, before you woke up, I called Detective Reyes and told him everything. The policy. The bottles. Dad, you're lying. Check your smoothie, I said. I switched the glasses. She looked down at her own empty glass, the one she'd poured for herself, the one I'd filled from her bottle while she carried in the groceries. Her face changed for the first time in 8 months. The front door opened. It hadn't been locked. 2 officers came through the kitchen with Detective Reyes behind them, and on the counter my phone sat face up, the call still connected. 41 minutes recorded. That's her, Reyes said. That's a confession. My mother turned to me as they took her wrists, and for the first time she looked afraid. The second grave still paid for. I told her, I'll make sure your name goes on it.